Hello everybody and welcome to County Crossing. Beautiful part of the Commonwealth. And here we are going to do the Gaming for XP challenge. You were extremely limiting in your allowances, sir. But I think that we've come up with something that fits the bill. Of the structures tab, we were allowed to do 2 floor pieces, 1 wall, 1 roof, and 1 door wall. But we did manage to come up with a nice little hovel for our escapee from Nuka World. He had spent a long time being enslaved there at Nuka World, and he did what he could to get out. And one day, his bomb collar fell off. He was out scavenging, and his first thought was he was going to be in trouble. But he quickly realized he could take off and no one could hurt him. And that's what he did. And once he got into the eastern side of the Commonwealth, he kept moving east until he found this place. They're kind of well defended. Apparently they met somebody who was the sole survivor of Vault 111, and that person built them some defenses here. So he made an agreement with the people who are farming here that he would help them put together an electrical generator in exchange for just a little bit of space to put together a home. But there wasn't a whole lot of wood around here. So he used what he could to build himself a home. But then, using his scavenger ways, he went around the Commonwealth and started finding things to help him build. While he was in Boston, he discovered this GNN backdrop at the TV studio.
You hear what happened to that Abernathy girl? Shot down by Raiders. It's just...
So he brought that here to use as a wall.
better to just let them take what they want.
And he built his hovel right up against the old utility marker, so as to use that as a back wall. And when he left, he had a little cart full of stuff from Nuka World. So he used some of those wooden cutouts to finish off the wall in the back. And he shoved some lockers into this space. And at the rail station, he found a whole bunch of these signs. So he grabbed one and brought it back here. He's really sweet on Nuka Girl, so he used whatever he found with her on it. And then he went looking for the stuff he needed to build the generator. And he found a good motor. And just needs a little bit of repair. So he started scavenging parts and got himself all set up with everything he could possibly need to make that motor into a generator. He's still not there yet. But, you know, the guys who live here, they saw he was working hard, and, you know, they'd ask him to do little things around the place. Like build this little wood stove so that they had someplace hot to cook for pots. And of course, you know, he's trying not to intrude on them. But, yeah, he went across the road and he found a weapon stand. And he managed to get a assault rifle out of the armory. So he put that in here in case he needs to help defend the place. And he found a little bookshelf here. He is kind of a heavy drinker. He had a hard life. And, yeah, he doesn't know how to cope with that situation, but he's gotten himself plenty of knickknacks from around the Commonwealth to build up his little hovel here. And he closed it off as good as he can. He's currently out searching for a tarp he can use to put over his netting when it gets cold out or when it's raining. He wants to be able to cover up. Because the rainy nights, he ends up sitting in his chair all night because his bed is right underneath the netting. And he doesn't want to move his bed because he's got his beloved Nuka girl right here. And up over the bed, he's also got a little Nuka girl picture. And he likes to be able to look at those pictures and remember that being a child at Nuka World before the Raiders came. And he's not very neat. Yeah, he doesn't clean up after himself very well. He's got his dishes all over here. And, yeah, he is a heavy drinker, like I said, so there's empties all over the place. But he's got things going on. And, you know, he's pretty sure this is the place he's going to make a permanent home. Now he just has to work out how to make that generator work. And of course, this place does have a little bit of a different feel at night. So what we'll do here is we're going to go sit down and we're going to wait for nighttime to come. And once you see what this place looks like at night, you'll get a good idea of how different it is. When he first showed up, he thought that utility box was going to be an excellent way to power the place, and all he was going to have to do was wire into it. But when he got the wiring into that utility box, he did find a little bit of power, but just enough to power up this light. And since he had the power to that light, he said, you know what, I'm going to leave that powered like that. And we'll build a generator. So his original plan to build a generator was working pretty well. And he's very inobtrusive here around the county crossing. Pardon me. You'd hardly know he was here. Like I said, he's gone off in search of parts for the generator and to find himself a tarp that's solid enough to put over that roof. I want to thank you for joining me at this Gaming for XP challenge here in Fallout 4.